Little Nitro.
Stacked.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is Tuesday, the 25th of April, 2 days away from the NFL Draft. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, you can learn now. We will be having a live stream watch along with the NFL Draft. It's going to be a fun time this Thursday. We will be going live from about 6:55-ish until the last pick of the first round is completed with live guests in studio and potentially remote. For those individuals who will be joining us, you know who you are. And if you don't know, then tune in. You can go and see who the guests will be at that time. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, the man behind the scenes running the board, producer James in the building. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
I love that Libation is in front of you and you can't see the logo, so shout out to them.
I'm learning.
But you also have the identifying mark in the Milky Way of where the Earth is located.
I do.
Fun times. The man, the DF Dub, rocking the St. Patty's Day green. West Washington, how are you, sir?
Good, man. Good. Excited to, hang out with you guys again, man. I miss you guys. Happy belated birthday to James.
Thank you.
right.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We're giving out belated birthdays. We have an early birthday. Let's go ahead and shout out early birthday to West Washington. You may be seeing him again this week. You may not, but if you don't, wish him happy birthday in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. What is it, this Sunday?
Yes. So you got to see me again. I mean, we're doing Thursday, right?
It's called the Tease, my guy. It's called the Tease.
Okay.
Hey, man, tell me, what's going on, man? You're looking more vibrant. You're looking more energized. What, you got a new routine? You get changed the diet? What's going on?
Nah, nothing, man. What is it? Nothing. Same routine, same diet. That's the problem, man. I need a new routine. I need a new diet.
Okay. Well, you paused your game to be here, so I thought maybe you just had some more time to energize and reload. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm excited that we're back, dude. I miss you guys.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
I got to get my fix.
I get it, man. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate James. Lots of news going on. Let's not bury the lead. Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Green Bay Packer. He is now officially a New York Jet. I understand you can say what you want and make those faces all day long, but it is the news of the lead block. It was a long time coming. We all knew it would be. Is the compensation a little bit more? I think that's more of the story. First-round pick swap between Green Bay and the Jets. Conditional picks for the future if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps. Conditional pick goes from a 2 to a 1 if he meets the 65 plays. I think we can all agree, unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, Green Bay is going to get a first-round pick in 2024. Agreed?
Yeah.
Most likely, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear from the in-studio Green Bay Packer fan. He's kind of let me in a little bit. How do you feel? It's not about Aaron Rodgers anymore. How do you feel about the Jordan Love era beginning now before the draft that he was taken in 2 years ago?
Like, how do I feel at this moment?
Yeah, how do you feel? What's the optimism?
I'm all right, man. I'm just like, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I still don't think that he's like that franchise guy that you go and you're going to play with for like 10, 15, you know what I mean?
Did you know it was Aaron when Brett left?
You had a feeling that it was.
Okay.
Like you had kind of like, oh, there's something
optimism.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
And you just I don't really feel that with Jordan Love. But I feel like he'll do all right. So maybe we find that guy and it's all right. I mean, like, we might be at 500. We might be at 500.
Couple
hanging
years.
around 500. Yeah.
Well, Aaron Jones did restructure his contract. They're going to try to bring in more weapons. I hear Goody Man is trying to bring in more weapons for Jordan Love. Ironic that he's doing it after the fact of Aaron. I think we can all admit now that Gutekunst was obviously not doing his diligence to bring in weapons when Aaron was there for whatever reason you want to make up. It's apparent now that there was some bad blood and they've gone their separate ways amicably. Wes, with this being said, who is the new premier team in the NFC North with Jordan Love at the helm, Jared Goff at the helm in Detroit? We have Justin Fields in Chicago, and we have Kirk, Club Shay Shay's cousin. Club Shay Shay's cousin. Is everything all right over there?
Yeah, everything's
Okay.
great. What are you
My
talking to me?
Yeah. I heard some kind of noise in the background. It wasn't us. I thought maybe you.
Hey, blink twice if you need
Okay.
help. Blink twice if you need help.
I do have some people in the crowd tonight.
Shout out.
But it's all good. You know, the studio crowd must be quiet. But no, dude.
Oh, Damon.
If anybody, who am I going to root for in that division now? I definitely, I like the Detroit Lions, man. They seem like a fun team.
Yeah.
Kind of a little sad that they lost. Was it Jamal Williams?
Yep. To New Orleans.
Yeah. You would have liked for him to stay. He seemed like he was one of those rah guys for them, a guy that was they could count on to do things. But I think it's Detroit. I mean, I don't. Yeah, you're gonna say the Vikings were Kirk Cousins, but are they gonna be the same old Vikings? Is he gonna be the same old Kirk Cousins? I mean, he's like the Dak Prescott of the North.
True that. So no love for Justin Fields and DJ Moore. There's no love there. There's no love DJ Moore. There's no love for Claypool going to Chicago. Lots of weapons for Chicago.
And I mean, this is not no love there. It's just I don't. Are they going to be able to protect Fields
good
in
question.
Chicago? I
Good
mean,
question.
is the dude just going to run for his life the whole time? Is he going to be able to stay on the field? That's what you kind of worry about,
Yep.
you know, because that's kind of where that offense is built. He's built to make plays with his legs, but he can throw the ball, but you got to protect the kid, and you got to be able to keep him on the field, because without him on the field, I think the Bears have no chance. Basically, he's their playmaker.
Lots of moving parts before the NFL draft this Thursday that we will be having a live stream watch along with everybody in the fans. If you'd like to tune in, go ahead and subscribe to the Paul Rodriguez YouTube channel. We'll go ahead and make some posts on our socials. In addition, Wes, I want to talk a little bit about it. Today, we're going to have our top 5 for receivers and cornerbacks a little bit later on the show. But they got me thinking this today, or this pretty much yesterday, really, when the news kind of happened. Who is your top 5 in the AFC at this moment with Aaron going to the AFC East and the Jets? We got Josh Allen out there with the Bills. You got Mahomes and company. Herbert may show some new life in Los Angeles with the Chargers. There's a lot of moving parts. What do you see as the top 5? Who is the tier 1 teams in the AFC at this moment?
I mean, I would say you got the division champs are going to be still number 1.
Absolutely.
The next, I really got to look at the Bengals. Joe Burrow. They started off a little slow last year, but they came on strong, man. And they're Joe Burrow's. He's pretty money. They still had a chance right there. I mean, to the end, dude. They got guys that can make plays. So I think the Bengals are going to be right there. After that, I mean, you're looking at 3.
You still got love for Josh Allen and the Bills?
Yeah, I guess I go with Josh Allen and the Bills at number 3. And then I feel like I'm missing somebody.
I don't know, the Jets.
I mean, I don't know if I got the Jets that high yet, but even though they should be, it's like, all I ever hear about is, Aaron Rodgers never played with a top 10 defense. So from what I hear, this Jets team has a top 10 defense. So, I mean, I don't think he has any more excuses, so we'll see how that goes.
My only concern, go ahead, finish up.
And then, I mean, I think I got to have San Diego up there with Herbert.
You mean LA?
Oh, sorry. Hey, I still call them the Redskins. And then after that, I mean, it falls off pretty hard.
Big time.
I see nobody really in the AFC South.
Not even Jacksonville? Jacksonville's not going to challenge?
I mean, are you sure? I
Doug
think
Peterson, Trevor Lawrence.
Jacksonville is moving up. Jacksonville
Yeah.
showed a lot towards the end of the season. They're moving up. I think they might be right outside of that. I think they might be the 6
Okay.
or 7. And then you go back to the East. I mean, we don't know what kind of quarterback you got in New England. Do we? Did they find anybody yet? Are they still sticking with their guy?
It's still Jones.
Jones?
It's still mac and cheese right now.
And I mean, I don't know what to think about Miami because honestly, I don't know if there's who's their starting quarterback. It's Tua. I don't know if that guy should still be playing football.
Agreed.
Like I'm afraid for him to get on the field.
Yeah, it could be scary.
Yeah, and then you look in the rest of that division with Baltimore and the Steelers. Are they gonna find somebody to get them going? I mean, the Steelers. It seems like their one problem is quarterback, and I don't know what to think of the Browns. Is it going to be the Watsons? I mean, Sean Watson, is he going to come out and is he going to be Watson when he was with the Texans before all this happened? Because it is going to be the same guy to finish the season with the Browns. So it looks like a good chance for the Jets to be top 5.
Yeah.
Now, as for winning it, that's going to be a lot tougher. But I mean, as of right now, I would say the Jets are a top 5 team. If you look at it, they probably beat out the Jags.
Yeah, we can really see how heavily weighted at quarterback the AFC is compared to the NFC, and you just keep getting more and more and more quarterbacks who are leaving that conference. Now, there was 2 young quarterbacks who kind of up and made their own way and proved their worth this year with Brock Purdy and with Jalen Hurts. Those are the new kids on the block in the NFC. So you have to really ask yourself, what are these other quarterbacks doing? You just had Tom retire. Aaron goes to the AFC. There's going to be a lot of new blood coming in, and you got to have to just wait and see how it's going to fare out. But for me, we got to, unless something wild happens, it's safe to say right now the Super Bowl champion for this coming season is going to come out of the AFC. It's almost guaranteed based on just the flat-out skill set of those quarterbacks who are going over to that conference.
Well, so the way a lot of people I think around here feel like if the Eagles get a certain running back who the Cowboys think they might get,
right,
then the Eagles were going to be a pretty tough team to beat with, this emergence of the great Jalen Hurts. And then you got the good receivers, and then you're gonna have this guy out of Austin that everybody is really. I've heard the most talk about him. Maybe it's just because of the area I'm in, but he has definitely had the most talk is about the man out of Austin.
And it's funny that you're bringing up the guy out of Austin. I think everybody's kind of thinking about which one could that be, and that's going to be the guy who self-proclaimed himself. He's not a running back to a certain executive in the NFL. He's not just a running back. He's a difference maker. Okay? And that was the starting running back last year. That was RB1. I think who the Cowboys should be interested in most of all right now is the RB2 out of Austin. I think that's someone who could definitely land in their lap. It's somebody who's definitely going to fall. He may be a little high for their pick at 26, but at the same time, if I'm Dallas, I'm flirting with tight ends right now. I think that's the position that you can have a lot of value. If not, there's not going to be any offensive tackles or guards going to be available. You got to see tight ends out of Notre Dame, tight ends out of Utah. If you can find a tight end out of Georgia, these guys are different. They're no longer – there's some guys out there that are they're Jason Witten 2.0s. There's like 2 dudes out there. And I don't want to mention their names because I want to save that for Thursday. But with that being said, there's a lot of good talent out there for Dallas to pick up. There's a lot of good talent, I think, for a lot of teams to improve greatly. It's just depending on how they feel a certain player could fall. Now, if 5 from Texas, RB1 falls to Dallas, you know what that's going to make Jerry do? It's going to make him get up and act funny. He's going to be doing some kind of crazy dances. But with that being said, I don't see that running back getting past pick 12, maybe pick 8. He could go top 10.
I don't think the Eagles will let that happen.
No. He could go before the Eagles at 8.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't think the Eagles will let him fall down to Dallas.
No, I don't either. Unless Eagles find more value at one of the tackle positions, which if I was the Eagles, I would go. You need to find somebody to replace Lane Johnson. I'm sorry. You just have to do that right now. Micah Parsons, when Lane Johnson had that groin pull in the middle of that game, the first round or the first go round, when he was hurt, he couldn't handle Micah. When he was healthy, he could handle Micah all day long. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how things move forward with that being said. Wes, what's up?
Oh, no, I'm just saying I would – my dream scenario is basically they trade down and they just get more picks and fill other areas. Because, I would like – of course, I want an offensive guard, some other stuff. Even I like the linebacker out of Arkansas, Sanders.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
But I'm just saying. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Do you like anybody else at Arkansas?
What do you mean? I was just saying that was one of the top linebackers.
He is one of the top linebackers. Absolutely. I don't think he's fallen to Dallas. I don't think he goes before 20. He'll be in the top 20 easily. He's a great talent. He's got, for his size and speed, he's 6'5", 240, 250, and can run a 4.4, 4.5. If you can run like that and you can cover and you have that length, come on. What are we doing here? That's Brian Urlacher 2.0. I'm just saying. Hate me if you want to. Call him Darren Brooks if you want. Oh, you don't like me talking about the Cogs? You just want to talk about him? Is that what it is?
No. Man, here you go.
Come on, man. We had to do a little confrontation, just a little bit. I'm trying to get him to holler. Remember them days he used to holler, James? You do it too much.
You just got to get him to get that look where he's like, what? And then he's like, oh, here you go. And then it's like, cha-ching.
I just said it. But no, it seems like we're 2 minutes into the show. We still got some topics to go.
Man, we got a long way to go. We're trying to get out quick. We're trying to have a shorter show, but we definitely want to get into our top picks overall. I think we're doing receiver and quarterback. James, can you help me out? How much time do we have with Wes?
Oh, with the check it out.
So that'll kind of give me a gauge on how long we can spend.
We still got a while. It hasn't given me the warning for the.
So we don't have a 10-minute warning.
No, not yet.
Okay, let's go. Wes, I'm gonna throw it over to you. You pick. You want to do top 5 quarterback? I mean, top 5 receiver or top 5 DB cornerback?
All right, we're gonna start off with the top 5 DBs of all time. Top 5 cornerbacks of all time. And remember, we're doing 5 to 1.
5 to 1.
So once again, I got to put James on the spot and see if he does his homework.
That's fine.
He did his homework. He did it.
I'd rather go last.
Yeah.
Proud of him. All right, so I'm starting with, and of course, just a reminder, this is from people that I've seen.
No expectations.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks, Paul.
Lowered expectations.
So at number 5, I got Champ Bailey.
Good pick.
Okay. Number 4, I have Darrelle Revis.
Good pick.
Okay. Number 3, I'm going with Charles Woodson.
Good pick.
Number 2, I'm going with Rod Woodson.
Good pick.
And with number 1, I'm going with Deion.
Everybody you listed is a Super Bowl champion and a Hall of Famer. I have no qualms about that list.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's definitely out of your list. This listing season was probably your best list.
That's the best. That's a good point. That's the best list. Everything. That's a
I'll
solid. That's a hard to argue with list. That's a hard to argue with list.
Yes. And I'll go ahead and go second because we know Paul's gonna be like, "Oh, this is the list. This is the list of where you should have it." Anyway, I'm gonna start off number 5. I agree with you, James. Champ Bailey. Got Champ Bailey, number 5. Number 4, I agree with you again, James. Darrelle Revis.
Okay.
Number 3, I got Mel Blount. I mean,
Good pick.
maybe because of the last name, I like the last name. Number 2, I got prime time. So Deion Sanders.
Number 2.
And number 1, I got Rod Woodson.
That's. I'll fight with you on 1, but that's a good list. It's a good list. Everybody's in the Hall of Fame. Everybody's a Super Bowl champion. Great list.
But it's not the list.
Well, I mean,
All right.
It's not a bad
Prepare
list.
yourself, everybody, because here comes the list. The show is named after the man, so we have to agree. There you go. Take it away, Paul.
All right, coming in at number 5. Pittsburgh Steelers from 1970 to 1988, 4-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro, enshrined in the Hall of Fame. Coming in at number 5, Pittsburgh Steeler, Mr. Mel Blount. At number 4, an Oakland Raider from 1998 to 05, and then again from 2013 to 2015. In between there, he spent time with the Green Bay Packers. He's a Super Bowl champion, 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro. Number 4, Mr. Charles Woodson, Heisman Trophy winner to boot. Coming in at number 3, this is going to shake a lot of people. This is not somebody you hear of often. This is a name that a lot of people might not know. Coming in at number 3, Mike Haynes spent time with the New England Patriots from 76 to 82 and for the Raiders from 83 to 89. He is a Super Bowl champion, 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro, and enshrined into the Hall of Fame. And coming in at number 2, Super Bowl champion, 11-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first-team All-Pro, Hall of Famer, ranks number 3 in the all-time list for players. Pittsburgh Steeler from 87 to 96, 49er in 97, Baltimore Raven in 98 and 2001, and finished his career in Oakland. Mr. Rod Woodson, everybody. And that man in Boulder, Colorado, drafted to the Atlanta Falcons in 1989, 2-time Super Bowl champion with the America's team, Dallas Cowboys and 49ers. Finished his career as a Baltimore Raven in 2005. 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first-team All-Pro, 53 career interceptions, 9 touchdowns for picks, ranks 4th all-time in players overall, enshrined into the Hall of Fame. Number 21 on the field, number 2 in college, and number 1 on my list. Deion Coach Prime Time Sanders. And that's the list, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good list. It's not the best list, but it's a good list.
Oh, prime time.
Not a lot of people know. Not a lot of people know about Mike Haynes. Mike Haynes can play. That's one. That's one out of the vault. That's one back in the day.
I remember Mike Haynes. He was good. It's really tough to do with cornerbacks, man. I feel like in your top 3, top 2, I think you got to go prime time. Rod Woodson.
Yeah, those guys are freaks. They're super athletes. Nobody was ever an athlete like them.
Their recovery speed and all that kind of stuff was just ridiculous. They baited so many quarterbacks. Oh yeah, that guy's open, and then they just close that gap like that. But then after that, I think you can kind of mix it up. It's there's a lot of good honorable mentions. You got to go Everson Walls with the Cowboys, Darryl Green for the Redskins,
Arenas Williams with the Cardinals.
Yes. Guys today, I would say you'd have to say, what's the kid with the Rams? I can't think of his name.
Jalen. Well, he's not there anymore, but yeah, Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey.
Can I take you back, Wes? Can I take you back? Mel Renfro.
Yes. There you go.
That's one back in the day from the Cowboys. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Any love for Champ Bailey? You had Champ. Any love for Champ?
Yeah, I had Champ Bailey. I mean, even you got Sherman was definitely a guy that was good for a while.
Yep.
Even Mr. Snane Chachi himself, man. I love what's the dude that he was always snatching Crabtree's gold chain.
Aqib Talib.
Yes.
Aqib Talib can play. Yeah, Aqib can play.
He can play.
He can call the game too. He can do play by.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's a tough one.
It's a hard.
But I feel like a lot of times with your list, if you got Primetime and Woodson up there at 1 and 2,
yeah,
otherwise you kind of mix and match.
All right, fellas, good work on this one. 8:10. Let's get into a quick break. Let's make it a 3-minute break. We'll get to get you a libation, get you a snack, get you a refill of your favorite beverage out there. When we come back, we'll lead off with our top 5 wide receivers and talk a little bit about the draft, talk about some NBA playoffs. Lots of people out there talking that noise in Memphis ain't backing it up anymore. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm about to say.
I'm saying. We'll be back. Give us a few minutes.
Right noise and don't show up.
Got to be available. Got to be available for media. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you another invite.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to get into our second segment. In this segment, man, we're going to get into our top 5 all-time wide receivers led by Wes Washington. As I turn it over, Wes, I'm a little excited to kind of see what names come up on your list. James, I think I know where you're going, but I got an old timer. I got a real old timer on my list. I'm kind of curious if y'all are going to know who it is. Wes, take it away, sir.
Okay, we're gonna go top 5 wide receivers all time in NFL. I'll go ahead and start us off. Number 5, I'm gonna go with the playmaker, Mr. Michael Irvin. Then I go with number 4, a very consistent player for me. He's just a very consistent guy, Larry Fitzgerald. Number 3, I'm going with Randy Moss. Straight cash, homie.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm going with the headache. T.O.
Okay, I did not see that coming. Okay.
And number 1, I mean, I can't trust your lips if this guy's not number 1.
Absolutely.
Jerry Rice.
The GOAT.
I mean, some call it the best player of all time.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So, gotta go Jerry Rice. All right. James, it's to you, my friend.
Yeah, for some reason I knew it was gonna be me. Just no reason at all. Okay.
Y'all are hilarious.
There we go. Okay, so I got number 5. I'm starting off with Calvin Johnson.
Good pick.
Okay, I know he retired early and all that stuff, but I felt like utilized right, obviously, and being in the league longer, I felt like he could have accomplished more, and he was just a freak wide receiver. Number 4, I got T.O. Number 3, he was just entertaining to watch. Plus, he could produce. I like T.O. Number 3, I got Marvin Harrison. Mm-hmm. Okay, another entertaining one to watch. Okay. Him and Peyton Manning, good duo. Number 2, I got Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. Again, another entertaining guy to watch. And number 1, Jerry Rice.
It's a good pick. It's a good list. It's a solid list. Solid
Man,
list.
You're on fire.
Solid list. I mean,
you like that one, Wes?
These are solid picks. Solid picks.
Right. But it's not the list.
It's not my list. It's not my list.
All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got the list of top 5 wide receivers all time from Paul Rodriguez.
Spent his career in and out and around the NFL, getting drafted by the 49ers in 1996, pit stops in Philly, Dallas, Buffalo, and ending his career in Cincinnati. The showman, always in shape, can still run a 4.4 at like 50 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pom-Poms himself, get your popcorn ready. Terrell Owens coming in at number 5. At number 6, a shortened career, but drafted by an iconic organization in 2007. Them called the man Megatron for a reason. Never quite put things together. Still owed a lot of money, Detroit. You need to get that curse off of you. Ladies and gentlemen, 6'5", a magnificent athlete, icon of a human, Calvin Johnson coming in at number 4. At number 3, it's going to be a shakeup. A man who was playing for the Green Bay Packers from 1935 until 1945. Legend of a human. Always catching passes. Multiple world professional football champion. Don Hudson, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Coming in at number 2. The man the Dallas Cowboys should have drafted in 1998, but took a different guy out of North Carolina. Coming out of Marshall, 6'4", renamed a term in football by calling it mossed. When he catches a ball over you, the young kids call it top hat today. Spent time with the Raiders, Patriots, won a championship, ended his time with the 49ers. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who could catch everything, Randy Moss, coming in at number 2. And a numerous Super Bowl champion out of a small university, drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in 1985, a career spanning 20 years at a position that only really has a yield of like 7, ending it with a Hall of Fame career with the Seattle Seahawks. The man who could never run away from anybody on a track field, but ran away from everybody on a gridiron. Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, Jerry Rice, coming in at number 1. I know y'all didn't see Don Hutson coming in from anywhere. That's a tribute. I always like to give the old guys a shout. This is a guy, do a little research, put on the film. You'll see, you're like, it's going to be black and white. I'm sorry. Pay a little homage. This is when the goalposts were at the goal line instead of the rear end of goal line.
Damn.
Or rear end end line, I should say. Yeah. Leather helmets, no face masks. That's how old it was. Different time. When you had to be a man to play the game. Like, you had to be a man. See what I did there?
I mean, it's another tough list, but your number 1, I feel like, has got to be Jerry Rice.
Got to be Jerry. Got to be.
It ends and starts with Jerry Rice. After that, you can argue here and there, but I mean, Jerry Rice was just unbelievable. Just because he was just, you talk about Mr. Consistent, and the dude. What was his greatest strength? I mean, he wasn't the fastest dude. He definitely wasn't the tallest.
Nope.
Wasn't the strongest. But you could probably say he's one of the best route runners. But he was also one of the best teammates. You know, Jerry Rice, he was definitely a receiver that blocked downfield. The guy was, Jerry Rice came to play football day in and day out.
Wes, you got any honorable mentions? I'd like to hear them if you do.
Let's see. Some honorable mentions. I mean, there's so many. You got Julio Jones.
I'm waiting to see if you say
Tony Hill is Tony Hill for the Cowboys is one of my favorite all time. I thought John Taylor was great.
Okay.
You got Steve Largent.
That's one of the names I was looking for.
Art Monk.
Okay.
You got man. You got Irvin Fryer. Was it Jake Reed? Wait, something Reed? Who was it? What am I saying? Jake Reed?
I don't know.
Robert Reed? No. For the Bills, he was part of the
Don Beebe?
4 Super Bowls, huh?
Don Beebe?
No, not Don Beebe. He was part of the 4 Super Bowls. Run. Something Reed. I swear it is. But my mind's drawing a blank. You got James Ingram. I mean, it's been a lot of great receivers.
Andre Reed, yes.
I remember Andre Rison. One of my favorite moments in football was Andre Rison and Dion.
When they start throwing hands.
And these were dudes that we thought were friends off the field.
They probably were.
At that time. Huh?
They probably were in Atlanta.
Yeah, and so, he wasn't. I guess he wasn't too happy about Dion leaving, and man, Bad Moon Rising. He had one of the best nicknames too, given by Chris Berman. Bad Moon Rising. Left eye, rest in peace. Burned down his house though.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was hilarious when I heard about that. All right, fellas, we got some wild good lists. Kind of impressed. I like it. Today was those are solid lists. You can't argue with much of them. Next week, what are we doing, Wes? What's on the lineup for next week?
Are we going to do anything Thursday? We're going to leave that out Thursday.
Probably
So we'll just
may
do
not
it
have
Monday.
may not have enough time, man. It's gonna be a long show.
Okay. Then I figure we got to end with quarterbacks. So we still haven't done running backs, and I don't think we've done defensive ends. So
Okay,
you want to do both of those?
we can do that next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. I mean, running backs, I think that's a tough one. I think there's some names that have to be in there for running back. Same thing with DN.
There should be
There should be certain names.
There should be one
Huh?
name that's going to be on that running back list, and it better be on all your lists. I know it'll be on me.
Man, I don't know who the one guy is.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
I think it might be two guys that should be on your running back list.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. There should be at least two,
Yeah.
and they should be 1 and 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't know. It's good. But DN, I think there's one guy that's got to be on there for sure.
D end or outside
Yeah.
linebacker.
I mean, we're gonna have to. I mean, we can't do. I don't think we can do both. I mean, I don't think we can do separate ones. So I think can we put them together?
So you want to call it an edge rusher?
Edge rusher. So we'll do edge rushers
Okay.
and running backs.
Running
But
backs.
I think still, as an edge rusher,
That's hard.
1 or 2 guys they got to be there.
But one has to be there for sure. 2 really. It'll be interesting to see. Let's pivot real quick. Let's pivot to what's up. What's up? You got something?
No. I was going deep into the thoughts. So I was
All
like,
right.
yeah, let's go with something else.
All right. Let's pivot to the
I'll
NBA
be-
real quick. Miami up 3-1. The Lakers look like they're in control in the West. Talk to me, Wes. What's going on with the playoffs right now? Memphis is falling off the map. What is the biggest surprise for the playoffs in this first round to you? Is Golden State? What's up with Golden State right now, man?
I mean, I kind of saw this with Golden State. They got the experience and they're healthy. They're getting back. They got back Wiggins. So they're not as bad as their record may seem. You're talking about they're still the defending champions. And this is kind of a spot that Sacramento and most of those people besides outside of Harold Barnes, they haven't been in. I believe it's the first time they made the playoffs. The Kings, most of these guys they haven't seen the playoffs that are on this team. So, and this is old news for everybody on Golden State. This is what they're supposed to be.
Right.
They're supposed to be playing at this time of year, and these guys know what to do. And I think it's going to be the first team that steals one on the road. I think what's going to happen. I mean, if you're Sacramento, you got to try to hold serve. But I think they've struggled trying to get wins in Sacramento against this team. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Warriors moving on in that. Another series. I mean, you had Memphis coming into this series acting like they were just the big dog here, like they were the old champs, and that they were guys that already had rings and all this kind of stuff, and they basically they have been a letdown, especially Mr. Dylan Brooks, dude. He's been the biggest talk out of any of them.
Tell me,
He said he's talking that noise to LeBron about him being old and all this kind of stuff, and he hadn't shown up, and Ja's done all he can, but they got to get the man some help, and that's who's supposed to be Dylan Brooks.
what does the outcome look like? Do you think Memphis can turn things back around with the camaraderie they have, or do you think LeBron is just going to use all his weapons at his disposal and just take it to go to the next round?
I mean, I should tell you what should happen.
Yeah.
This is if LeBron is these people today say he's the greatest of all time. Well, hey, you shut this down now. They always talk about you can't give him a chance, and they always talk about LeBron's killer instinct because it doesn't match. You say Kobe or Jordan, but this is the time to show. Hey, LeBron's been in the league forever, and you want to show everybody that you're the GOAT, man. Shut this down now. That'd be a big win for him. You're talking about a man that's been in the league for 20 years. He's coming out and knocking out these young boys. but yet and still, it kind of figured that he does. I mean, he's just been waiting for AD to be healthy. If he's got a healthy AD, he should win the series, and he should knock them off. They shouldn't even go to a game 6. It's just get it done right here, right now.
The East seems to be a little bit of a different story. How do you see the next go around? Who is going to? Do you think Miami's a clear-cut favorite to move forward? And if so, what does it look like with? Is there any way for Milwaukee to kind of turn things around?
I mean, I don't know the timetable on Giannis, so it really depends on can they win a game to give Giannis time back, get time back, and how good can he be? I think Miami taking out Milwaukee opens up the road for Philadelphia, for Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks look good, but
they're the Knicks.
Know, man. It's still. I worry about a lot of teams when they haven't been in these situations before. I look at the experience of teams, and I think you look at Philadelphia, you look at Boston. There's a lot of experience there, especially with Miami too. Miami is definitely a team that seems that when everything is getting rough, they know how to hunker down and take on the challenge. They're missing their guy Hero, so I don't know. It's just I don't know how much further they can go without Hero. Is Hero going to be able to come back? Mm-hmm. That's what it boils down to. Who's going to be the healthiest? Who can withstand this? The NBA season, man. It's a marathon. I mean, you're talking about, especially when you're talking about guys that have been doing it. That's why they started talking about this load management.
Right?
It's a big deal now. They're not like them old dudes where like Michael said, I paid you to play 86 games or 82 games. You're gonna play 82 games. But these guys, they're wearing down, man. It's like I said, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. But I still like whoever comes out of the West to win it all.
Okay. All right. NBA corner with West. That's a lot of insight. That's a lot of basketball. I've been kind of focusing more on XFL and USFL. XFL is kind of a snore fest, like beginning, midway, and now that things are like on the line, playoff positions are in position. Are on the line. You got the playoffs set this weekend. I think the Renegades are taking on the Houston Roughnecks. The Defenders, I think, are taking on, the Battlehawks out of St. Louis. I could be wrong. But now that there's something on the line for the XFL, it's much more engaging. It's much more entertaining. The USFL has a better program. I think they have better quarterbacks, so makes things a little bit more digestible. You can kind of see the coaching is a little bit better also in the USFL than compared to the XFL. If the XFL starts getting those players and then they start getting on ESPN, I think more traction could be coming. But I don't know. I think we may see more names going over to the XFL, like is it Lindsey? P.L. Lindsey or Lindley? The guy who was in Colorado, then went to the Colts. Now he's in the XFL. You think the MILF Hunter's on his way to XFL or USFL? What do y'all think?
I mean,
y'all know who the MILF Hunter is, right? Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Talking about Wilson for the Jets, right?
Yeah. Well,
Zach Wilson, right?
Formerly, yeah. Okay. I call him MILF Hunter.
Oh yeah.
But how many of those guys are really seems like a huge drop for those guys, money wise, isn't it?
Oh, big time.
I mean, they make more money being a backup, from what I understand.
They probably make more money on the practice squad. Like the guys in the XFL are making like $60K. I mean, I know that's a lot of money, but compared to the NFL, it's not a lot of money.
I mean, are they going to give these guys, if these guys play, will they still, be able to go back to the NFL once the season is done if they want to do it?
Yeah, you can get drafted. You can get drafted from the XFL and USFL just like you are at a college.
Yeah, so I mean, if they can still let these guys have a chance at the NFL, even though they play in their seasons or whatever they're
just remember, like Turpin with the Cowboys, he was on a I can't remember if it was XFL or USFL, but he was on one of those teams and then he was on USFL, and then he came over.
But I'm saying, like, if you're a backup, let's say if I'm backup, will I still have my job at the NFL if I decide, since I'm a backup, I'm going to go play for the XFL? I don't think they're going to allow them to do that.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that kind of makes a difference. I mean, especially if you're a third team guy, they may be able to steal some of those 13 guys if they're allowed to go back. But I don't see the NFL trying to help out these other leagues and make them better. But that would be nice because then you don't have to see that the best quarterback is what's that dude Danucci? Come on, man, that's terrible. That's just sad.
The malice has not left his heart. Okay, at least we know it's not hasn't left. Shout out to Freight. Shout out to Freight in the gamblers in the USFL are that's a dumpster fire right now. They need to get that under control.
Dude, you got to have better quarterback play. Their quarterback play is like quarterback would play in the 80s.
What are you trying to say, Wes?
I'm just saying they got it. We're used to a new style of quarterback play. We don't want this 80s look anymore. We want guys that can chunk it, and these guys can't pass the ball, dude.
When you say chunk it, what are you talking about?
We got, like Jerry said, they need guys that can spin it. It's guys that can throw good passes. They don't throw very good passes.
35 West, back to Dallas. Like Jerry said, you got to spin it. We need the more daddies. Did you? Oh, speaking of Jerry, I don't know if y'all watched this the other day, but I watched it last night.
I fell asleep.
Shout out to Papa Romeo. He sent it to me. So there was a press conference right before the draft, and it was Jerry, Mike McCarthy, and Steven all on a little panel. It's a 45-minute video. Of course, I watched it. At the last minute of the video, Jerry starts talking about how he's like, we don't need better drafts. We need better coaching. And then he tried to make it a joke. Mike McCarthy is to his right and straight up in front of all the media, straight up said, we don't need better drafts. We need better coaching. And then kind of looked at him like to see what his response was. That is got to be just the most embarrassing position for Mike McCarthy.
What did McCarthy do?
What is he going to do? He was just like,
was he like,
and then the video ended. It just went cut. And that was a Dallas Cowboys video. That was like their YouTube channel. I was just like, that is crazy.
But my boss was actually there. They did a deal where they closed the stock market at the Star. And then I guess they had some questions and things afterwards. And they said Jerry, everybody just talks about how old Jerry sounds, and that he didn't really answer any questions as much as he just kind of like just kept telling the story about how great he was.
Sounds about right, yeah.
And he was out of there. And they said at one point he fell asleep. like he just took a nap or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't see how. I mean, I guess we just it's a wait out thing.
It's a wait.
Seven.
All I could see, all I would watch was like whenever McCarthy was talking, I would look at Jerry, and whenever Steven was talking, I would look at Jerry. And anytime Jerry was talking, I'd look at Steven, and I'd be like, what is Steven Jones thinking? He's like, what is my dad? And of course, Steven's listening, but on his face, he's like, why am I here? What am I doing? I'm not contributing anything. And then anytime Jerry would say something, he would be like, oh yeah, like Jerry was saying, it's like, dude, that's your dad. Like you're talking to him like as a partner, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jerry's like, I've been doing this for 30 years, and Steven just started doing this, and he's like, yeah, about 10 years. Like, yeah, Steven's been doing it for 10 years, and McCarthy's been coaching for 15 years, and McCarthy hasn't been in control of the player person. I'm just like, what are we talking about here?
Didn't he refer to himself as coach?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
I think he refers to himself as coach a few times.
What he did say in that press conference was like, I don't know ball like McCarthy does. Every time we go into a draft, I just learn ball. And I'm like, why are you trying to talk like you're the coach? I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. I think he actually says that. So, I mean, and we all know it's time for Jerry to go. Jerry knows it's time for him to go. He just, he said it.
It's true. It's true. One more story that Jerry brought up. Somebody asked him about TCU. And I thought to myself, why are we talking about TCU? And he talked about how all players that come out of TCU find their way to Dallas's practice squad or a team in Dallas. And Jerry decided to go on a soliloquy indicating how the team that he was on in the whenever he was in college, I want to say the 30s, but I could be wrong. And he described how the year before they lost, and the team that went on, the next year would go and beat the Texas Longhorns because they didn't do something in the Southwest Conference Championship. And I'm like, Jerry, what the hell does that have to do with anything? And he tried to equate it to where how TCU lost on that one play to Georgia. And I was like, that team in Georgia wiped the floor with TCU. That wasn't even a game. I was like, it wasn't even close to being a competition. I was like, let's let that one lay there because that's just not even close. They beat Michigan, great. They got handled by Georgia. Anyways, Jerry likes to hear Jerry talk.
Like I said, dude, unfortunately, I wish he would understand that it's time for him to step down because he's not there. I see him physically. He can walk. He can do whatever. But I think maybe, Jerry's got enough money that they're probably pumping him through enough stuff. There's no telling how much painkillers and things Jerry is taking. It's amazing that he wakes up and knows that he's still Jerry Jones at this point.
He's still the owner of the most valuable franchise on the planet, on the earth.
Just saying.
I'm waiting for Forbes to come out with the valuation for the Cowboys after this Commanders deal for $6 million goes through. They have to break double digits, right? It's got to be 10, 11 billion with the B.
I just hope Steven knows that they haven't there's got to be clauses where Jerry can't just sell the team himself. I'm hoping that.
Dude, this is Jerry Jones. He bought the team by himself. He can sell the team by himself if he wants.
Well, then, don't be surprised if one day Jerry just helps and sells them.
What if
he's
Jerry's
like, I'm keeping it all to myself.
What if Jerry's on his deathbed and he just signs it over to one of his grandsons you've never heard of, and now they're the new owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
Maybe it'd be one of them illegitimate children that he got there. Maybe he might have a child out there he doesn't know about.
I don't know.
And then that we don't know about.
What if
he's keeping a secret?
What if it's I don't know. What if it's somebody you don't expect?
I don't know. It could be somebody that gets rid of them too.
Could be.
Be like, hey, I'm done with the Cowboys. I hated them. I got picked on by the Cowboy fans. It's over. No more Dallas Cowboys.
I'll tell you what happened.
What is it, James?
This is our year. This is our year. This is what we needed.
You know whose year it's not going to be? I can tell you whose year it's not going to be. And it's not going to be for quite some time because they no longer have the back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks going into their organization. Now, in 2 years, you might have one.
Dude, you don't know. You don't know what Jordan Love's going to do.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
yes,
man.
I do.
I guarantee you, Jordan Love. Here's
a question. Here's a question, Wes. James, for you too. Who's the receiver one? Who's wide out one for Green Bay?
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right now.
Is it Watson or Dobbs? Yeah.
Good question.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not. That's yeah.
Jordan Love. He needs. He shares the ball, so he's not worried about that.
Yeah, he does. He shares with the other team.
He's gonna move it around. Man,
I love your optimism. I love your optimism. I hope I eat crow. I hope so. I'll do it on the show easily.
I would trade Dak right now for Jordan Love.
You sir are on another planet and you know it.
You don't mean that.
You are on another planet and you know it.
You don't mean that.
Wes. Right now. I've already told Jerry to do it.
You were out of now. Trey Lance, yes. Okay. Trey Lance, fine. Brock Purdy, fine. Jordan Love, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What's the difference?
Trey Lance and Jordan Love?
Jordan Love and Dak. Just a bunch of useless
I don't know.
stats.
I don't know. One bad year for Dak and you want to just throw him away? That's what you want to do? One bad year, one bad statistical year and you want to throw him away. Okay.
Statistical, man. He didn't beat anybody the year before.
Granted, I get it. But they had the number one offense the year before.
Number one offense against a bunch of scrubs.
It's fine. It's still the number one offense.
Dude, I can't. Let's say I'm in the league, and the whole year James is guarding me, and I'm putting up big points.
Correct.
And then they decide one day they're gonna put you on me, and I only score half the points.
I'm taking out your knees.
I can't brag about all the points I made against little tiny James.
So if you win MVP, you're just gonna dismiss that. If you won the
He didn't win no MVP.
he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year,
They ain't got nothing to do with no football.
bro. Y'all are poor. Y'all are bad humans. Y'all are bad humans.
That's not even
Man.
for football performance.
It's for being a pillar in the community.
Yeah, but aren't we talking about football performance?
When I talk about football performance, Wes discredits it. I talk about winning a trophy and being an upstanding human, and you discredit it. Which would y'all can't have it both ways?
No, I'm just saying, like, I know plenty of good people that ain't worth a damn at football.
But
that
do you
are,
know?
like,
Do you
very
know a lot of good
people.
people? You know a lot of good football players who ain't a damn in the community either.
Say that again.
Do you know a lot of good football players who ain't a damn worth a damn in the community?
I mean,
Antonio,
I don't.
okay.
Yeah.
Kamara.
So you know what? I don't care what they do. In the
Hernandez.
community.
There it
Win a
is.
Super Bowl ring.
You are. You know what? You two. These two these two over here. They're gonna talk about win a ring, win a championship, win this, win that. Y'all gonna be saying the same things for two different teams.
Wes, ain't he the one that said that Dak's only out there to get a tax exemption, and then he just so happened to get the Walter Payton Man of the Year award in the process?
A tax exemption?
Yeah, for like a tax write-off for being at the Goodwill or filling up soup bowls or whatever he's out there doing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. No doubt
He's
about
only
it.
doing it when the cameras are around.
Damn straight. Absolutely.
If the camera ain't around, he ain't doing it.
Hey, I'm not discrediting. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I agree 100%. But he still won the award.
Yeah, he did.
You know, hey, you know what, man? Call me what you want. I ain't worried about the community. I'm worried about some wins. I want a ring.
You already had in your lifetime. You've had 4.
You know what? The community can help themselves. I see it every day. McDonald's is hiring.
Why don't you have any humility for your fellow man?
I see it every day. They're hiring at Chili's. They need a dishwasher.
Where's your fellowship?
Every day you go by Taco Bell, they're hiring.
You, sir, are an interesting human. You're an interesting human.
Dude, I want some rings.
Have some charity.
Dude, I am a charity.
Just be quiet. No, you're
I
not.
want some rings.
I get it.
Give me a ring.
I get it. Dude, you need to ask somebody else for a ring. That's his name's Jerry Jones. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're up against it. Anything before we get out of here? We can get off the rails for like 3 minutes. Anything crazy? There's some crazy stuff going on in the world. I don't know if y'all been watching TV.
Right.
Y'all see that
I
UFO?
really talk about that.
Y'all see that UFO? Somebody caught on camera a UFO like flying by their plane.
Is that legit? Oh, I seen that one.
Yeah.
Is that legit?
I don't know. Just asking if you seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I
It's
don't
crazy.
really. I don't like to get too excited about stuff.
Just
because-
asking.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many videos now.
True. Y'all watching Netflix lately?
No, I watched. Did you watch that? I watched that Jury Duty on
Jury duty.
Prime. Yeah, Jury Duty. It's supposed to be like a fake. It's like a fake documentary. Everybody's an actor, but one person.
Okay. Weird.
They do all kinds of weird stuff, and this dude's like, he doesn't figure out what's going on, and then they finally tell him. I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty funny.
Have you ever been to jury duty, Wes?
No, I'm not allowed to be around people.
Have you been to jury duty,
Yeah,
James?
I got selected for a grand jury one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I actually enjoyed it. I was on it for 6 months,
and I would go in there and I would hear all of the felony cases for Caldwell County.
The cheese man,
All
you're
of
saying.
it, dude.
I
All
don't
of
want.
it.
I don't. I
Yeah,
got
I heard
called
some-
one time.
I heard some pretty it was pretty crazy stuff.
I believe
yeah.
you. I believe it. I got called one time and then they said canceled. I was like, oh thank God.
Yeah.
I wanna go.
Oh, the way I got picked was because I showed up and like there was a lot of people that didn't show up, so they were like, "Everyone here, you're automatically."
Yeah, you're gonna
picked."
get a warrant issued for your arrest if you don't show up.
Yeah, that's what the judge was like.
Yeah.
Go and get everybody.
Go
right
get
now.
everybody.
Yeah, go get them right now.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fun. I enjoyed it.
Do your civil duty, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Nah. If I get called in, I'm gonna definitely act like I'm racist as hell.
You know they can see through that, right?
Nah, I'm good at it. You know, I've seen it a lot.
You had lots of practice, is what you're telling me. You didn't answer, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get out of here. Tell the people what they will. Ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday we'll be live. We're having a live stream starting at 6:55 throughout the entire NFL draft from pick 1 to pick 31 this year. There's not 32. James will be with us. Wes possibly will be with us. Did we just lose Wes?
No, so
All right, Wes, James, tell the people what they want to hear.
Dark Side tomorrow. We're gonna be live with the people from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce here in
Okay.
town. So yeah, check that out on Facebook and YouTube.
Sweet. Wes?
It's shouts out to everybody. Dude, if I show up Thursday, this is gonna be the first time that we've actually all been in the same room together.
I love how you just like ruined the tease.
Did I?
I don't know. You have to show up and everybody can tune in to find out if you did or not.
I mean, wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be fantastic.
Lost them.
Well, I thought you were going to cut it, but
No.
it would have been right. It would have been a lot cooler if you had done it, cut that right there. Just saying, it would have been a lot of fun. Have y'all seen the price? I don't know which price you're talking about, Freight. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to Freight in the chat there. James, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming by, rather.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Thursday. You ready?
Yeah.
We've done it before. This is going to be our second one. We missed last year. That's okay. It's my fault. It's going to be third year. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a long night. But if y'all want to see our ugly mugs and talk about football and have some guests that are going to be tuning in, come hang out. Come visit with us. Until then, we'll see you Thursday. Appreciate y'all watching. Love yourselves. Love your neighbors. We appreciate y'all. See you Thursday.